Here's another fun fact. Modern F1 car is made out of 80,000 components and small parts. George Harrison, member of the Beatles, was the one who lent money to Damon Hill while he was in Formula 3 so he can follow his dreams. Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, and Kimi Räikkönen have raced against three members of the Schumacher family, Michael, Ralph, and Mick. Slim Borgud, drummer for ABBA, has competed in Formula 1 for ATS and Tyrrell. Nico Rosberg never drove a race as a world champion due to his retirement in 2016. Ayrton Senna and Gerhard Berger were famous for pranking each other. One time, Berger put 48 frogs in Senna's hotel room. It took Senna all night to find all of them, but in the end, Berger asked him, did he also find the snake? Hans Heyer, an F1 driver that failed to qualify for the 1977 German GP. He snuck onto the track and drove 10 laps when his gearbox broke down. Only then, officials realized what he did and disqualified him. After that, he earned a lifetime ban from Formula 1. When the Mexican driver Pedro Rodriguez won the 1967 South African GP, the organizers didn't have the Mexican national anthem, so instead they played Mexican hat dance. Ever since that, Rodriguez carried a copy of the Mexican anthem with himself. Al Pease was the only driver ever disqualified from F1 race for being too slow. While he was on his 22nd lap at the 1969 Canadian Grand Prix, the leader of the race was already on the 46th lap. Hamilton and Schumacher both won their first championships a few years after joining their first teams. Both were advised by Niki Lauda to join a worse team, and they both won 5 championships in that team. During the 1995 Hungarian Grand Prix, Taki Inoue was hit by the medical car while trying to extinguish the fire on his car. Fernando Alonso is a Real Madrid honorary member, while Carlos Sainz is a massive Real Madrid fan. McLaren was Lewis Hamilton's first F1 team. After switching to Mercedes, during the first pit stop, he mistakenly drove his car to the McLaren garage. Jenson Button raced against 3 members of the Verstappen family, against Max's mother, Sophie Marie Kumpen, in karting, and against both Max and Jos during his F1 career. Paolo Barilla, who raced for Minardi in 1989 and 1990, is the son of Pietro Barilla, the founder of the famous Barilla pasta. Only 5 sets of brothers have raced each other in F1. Michael and Ralph Schumacher, Gilles and Jacques Villeneuve, Jody and Ian Scheckter, Emerson and Wilson Fittipaldi, David and Gary Brabham. Red Bull team owner Helmut Marko was the winner of Le Mans 24 back in 1971. Oscar Piastri is the second driver that wasn't born in the 20th century, but still won an F1 race. First driver in this category was Luigi Fagioli. Graham Hill, Damon Hill's father, is the only driver who achieved the Triple Crown of Motorsport, the unofficial motorsport achievement. He won the Monaco Grand Prix in 1963, the Indy 500 in 1966, and the Le Mans 24 in 1972. McLaren is the only team whose drivers don't get to keep the original trophies. Originals are kept by McLaren in the trophy cabinet, while drivers can request a copy for themselves. Only exception is Lewis Hamilton. He has 3 original trophies in his collection. During the final weekend of the 2024 season, Monegasque brothers Arthur and Charles Leclerc made F1 history. They became the first siblings that ever drove together for the same team during the first free practice. Argentinian driver Franco Colapinto competed at the 2018 Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires. He competed in e-karting and eventually won. Carlos Sainz has his own burger restaurant in Madrid called Boogie Burgers. The restaurant was launched in 2023. Just like Sainz, Lewis Hamilton is the co-owner of multiple vegan burger joints called Neat Burger. Both Lewis and his dog Roscoe are vegans. Charles Leclerc is the owner of a healthy and balanced ice cream brand called Lec. So far, there are 5 flavors: pistachio, peanut caramel, chocolate, vanilla, and salty caramel. Valtteri Bottas has been gluten-free for over a decade. He claimed that gluten, especially wheat, doesn't work for him. That's why he launched a gluten-free pizzeria on wheels. There is a couple of actors that are also racing. Michael Fassbender was in European Le Mans Series. Frankie Muniz is a part of NASCAR Truck Series. Keanu Reeves is a part of Toyota GR Cup. Steve McQueen was in Le Mans Racing, just like Patrick Dempsey. In 2012 and 2013, Kimi Räikkönen signed a clause with Lotus, which said that the team would give him €50,000 for every point he scores. In those 2 seasons, he scored 390 points, which almost led Lotus to bankruptcy. Max Verstappen won his first F1 race in his first race with Red Bull at the 2016 Spanish GP. During the same weekend, Charles Leclerc won his first Formula 3 race as a Ferrari Academy driver.